So guys, let's have a mid-June garden tour, see what's going on and what's coming ripe and what we're picking at minute. I'll just show you this. This is the other plum tree. Quite a lot of plums on it. This is a dwarf rootstock. And it's got two types of plums on it. It's got a small wild plum and then a bigger plum which I grafted on, which is back there. This needs a proper cut back next year. Now I've got a chipper, I will get some chipping done. I've got rhubarb plant here, don't know how that got there. But anyway, I'll take that as a bonus happy plant. Apples are getting nice now, beginning to swell up. We'll see how the drop goes, but it's not massively overloaded. There might be one or two that need to come off. And then it's got to have a summer prune anyway. I'm made up with pears that are on here. I think this tree's been in maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. 4, yeah, maybe 4 years. So I got one pear last year, but it's the first time it's put any sort of show on, so that's really good. Raspberries are all coming in now. We'll be picking these. We are picking these. I'll just show you something. Wild cherry tree. I don't think it'd be a good idea to put steps in the middle of the road though. But I wish the birds would eat them and not mine. Red and black currants coming in, so these will be made into syrups and jams. Again, yellow raspberries. These seem to put on a longer show. And they're so sweet, they're nice. That's the old sunflower display. They're getting up there now. 2.5, 3 foot tall. Again, black currants. These really need thinning out now. But again, that's a job for autumn. I'll get all them cut back and sorted out. Incidentally, when I get the chickens in here, I'm going to grow all sort of things what I can feed for chickens up this patch. Be it whatever, cheap maize, whatever I can grow basically that the chickens will eat. And obviously the sunflowers, and I've got a lot of biomass, so I've got the sunflower seed and biomass for mulch. So the cherries, they are ready. A lot have been eaten by the birds. There's quite a bit of damage on. But I suppose next year I'll have to net that. But you live and learn, don't you? I wish, like I said, they'd just eat them across the road. Corn's getting up there. We had a big storm yesterday, so them potatoes got flattened. All my beans are flowering now. So the climbing and the bush. I put some of the red cauliflowers across there. I've got some cauliflowers coming. There's a few carrots coming in that trench. I planted some beans around the exterior of this as well. I just put some bean seeds in. And they're just round edge, so they should just grow over. They'll get the sun, and I don't like climbing beans in corn. Onions getting big. Shallots are looking good. I've just had an omelette. Peas are almost ready. They're not filling out yet. I've just had an omelette with Brussels sprout leaf. Brussels sprout leaf shallots. And all I did was wilt that down and cook some shallots up, same, and wrapped them in omelette. Absolutely fantastic. Somebody told me before that sprout leaves are really good, and I've never had them before. So these cauliflowers are starting to flower, so that's good. I've got some cabbages in here that are heading up. That one's got a bit of worm damage. They're greyhounds. That's the golden acer. There's a couple of red cabbages back there. We're obviously harvesting the kohlrabi. I cut all these grapes back as well the other day. All the squash are looking good. It's got some fruit on. The rattlesnake watermelons are not looking very big. There's a couple of volunteer squash in here as well what I left, so I don't know what they will turn out to be. But all I'll do is train them round and round. I've got a couple of extra cucumbers what I had put in there. I pulled some of that garlic, well most of the garlic, the other day. These are the shop bought mystery ones, but that's a nice sized bulb, yeah. These at Casablanca's, they're the ones that got knocked over, yeah. These at Casablanca's and these at Red Russian. I think them Red Russians could stand a little bit longer. I know they could, in fact. They are split, but they'll stand a bit longer. They seem to be a bit slower in growing than the other two varieties. But I've got 4, I think, still in. Yeah, 4 are still in, so I'll leave them and see how much they bulb up in comparison, and I'll use those for seed for next year. Get some little cucumbers on. These are the ones that are self-pollinating, so that's quite good. I should have a lot of cucumbers this year. I need to get into more storage. These are big cucumbers. I'm going to run the strings down because I've still got a load of plants on here. They've got to go in where them garlic come out. I've got to prick a tray of them lettuce out, and here some second tray of zucchini. They all came this time. I didn't have one last time, so they will have to be done and put in somewhere when something comes out. They'll be late. I'll only have one anyway. I get sick of zucchini after the first 500. You know what I mean? But everything else is coming on good, you know. That's a stronger plant than one at back. Although, obviously with sun, all plants at this front edge are a little bit taller than the ones at the back. But I've got tomatoes on most stuff now. Might need to do a little bit more trimming. I should have took them off before. But I'll have to go around and do suckering again. I'm going to leave them as much as I can. They're the bush tomatoes from Willie Coleman. But they still might need a bit of trimming, you know. I've got to have some airflow in here. These are Kent North peppers. These are the giant bells. They're a bit later than these, and that's just a mixture of what I've got left, including that piece of grass. There you go. Yeah, so I've got to get these all strung up. Might put some canes in. I'll go and cut some canes and put them up. We'll see how they go. I'm going to put another shelf across there. Not this year, but hopefully tomatoes will grow up through it. It's just for, well, just for space basically. Look, oh look, these are doing all right now. Potting them up. They're the glacier lettuce. These are house tomatoes. See what I had left. What I had done anything with. Just left them in little tiny pots, look. Look at tomatoes on them. Treats them mean, keeps them keen. Spudomatic took a bit of battering, but just because I put the net on it, that's helped saved it. Like I say, still got some of that black spot in there, but it's better than it just collapsing completely. Got some mushrooms growing in there as well. But it stops them collapsing and breaking it all off. I mean, that's what happened last year, so I'm guessing it made a big difference on my crop last year due to what? Obviously no greenery, no potatoes, or less greenery, less potatoes. Quail are doing good. I'm getting 6-7 eggs a day, which is about right. I think there's 11 birds in there, and 3 of them are male, as far as I know. And there's one old girl, that's a male. In that corner, that's the old lady. That's another male there. And there's a brown male somewhere. I think I've got 12 even. I lost a couple of at winter, but I've got 25 eggs in the incubator now, so they've been in 3 days, so it'll be another 2 weeks, 16 days, 15, 16 days, and they'll be hatching. And I'll just give a quick look at the outside bit. of the tomatoes and stuff. And these are outside tomatoes and peppers. They're King of the North, got loads of fruit on. These seem to be growing a lot better outside than they are in greenhouse. Now I can only put it down to the light quality, because obviously my greenhouse is white plastic. Well, they're not growing better, but they're not doing bad. They might, and I did give all these buckets a right good feed, so the greenhouse could do with a good feed probably. What I'll do is I'll mix some chicken manure pellets up in some water and liquid feed them that. But everything's doing all right here, really. This is an experiment because I get blight. So, usually if I grow them in garden, they die before I get ripe tomatoes. Or I get 1 or 2 ripe tomatoes, and that's it. That's another interesting thing. Them little tomato plants in the greenhouse, they've got fruit on. The house tomato, they're exactly the same, planted exactly the same time. These don't get big. These are a bush tomato, but they get to about 2 foot maximum. But they put out loads and loads of little fruits, so that's really good. And these are rainbow chilies, all bushing out nicely. That's a great looking plant. In fact, there's some flowers coming now. They have little purple flowers, and then some of you have seen it. They all change colour. The fruit changes colour into red. They start out, I think, purple, then white, green, red, and a bit of basil. That's about it. Full tour for mid-June. Got to pick some berries for jam and get them berries for jam and cherries for me, not for the birds. Oh, before I go, show me water barrels. So there you go, that works. They're both full, over full. I'm dripping out of the bike. So what I'm going to actually do then is I'll put a spout in here and I'll put a pipe on it, and then I can always have my watering can down there, and then when that overflows, it'll overflow into watering can and then overflow out at watering can. So it's just an extra full can. Might even try and do a setup, the steps, so that it fills 2 or 3. But that works. I was informed by Paul, Life in Thailand, or Workshop Life, or both, will travel. It's called a bridge siphon. I didn't know the name of it, I knew how it worked, and it does work. But anyway, again, thumbs up, thumbs down, drop a comment in, nice to be nice. Adam, we've got a problem. It's eating the weeds.
Hey Papi, it's like a little cage.
Oh, nearly.
Yeah.
Oh, they're all over the place. They're all over the place. I mean, I don't mind rabbits, it's bloody kids that do you.
You're really mean.
I know I'm really mean. What would Elmer Fudd do? He's not even allowed a gun anymore. Come on, Floppy.